Pain is inevitable and it is unavoidable. You cannot live without pain. But how you navigate that pain will determine how you propel into your purpose, how you advance in the marketplace, and everything else you've been called to do.
Pain or damage don't end the world, or despair, or beatings. The world ends when you're dead. Until then, you got more punishment in store. Standing like a man.
What you learn to do is, okay, I'm gonna go forward, I'm not gonna quit, so I'm gonna go forward, bring it on. And I think if there's anything that you learn, it's to keep pushing through things that suck. And I would love to say like, keep pushing through adversity, but this isn't adversity. This is just things that suck. It's one level below adversity. Adversity is when you're having a challenge. This is just something that's gonna suck, and you're gonna have to push through it.
Problems, just opportunities that haven't presented themselves.
When you have an opportunity, why would you give 80% when you have an opportunity? Somebody answer that for me. Y'all talk. Why would you give 80%, 70%? Why wouldn't you always give 120%?
Opportunity meets preparation. That's something a lot of people talk about. I'll tell you what I believe in. I believe that there's so much opportunity at all times that it's actually preparation. Everybody prepared finds their opportunity.
Yeah.
We live in a world that has unlimited opportunity, especially if you're willing to look for it. Looking for it is predicated on the fact that you put in the work. You put in the work because you knew that you were gonna go look for it. So I believe in preparation.
Work! Work, damn it! Work! Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better. If you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, and you sit on your couch and eat Doritos, this is not a good move. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just get up, move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it.
When we're lifting these weights and we're trying to accomplish a goal, it hurts, it's painful, it's daunting, it's cumbersome. I don't want to do it. I'm sweating, I'm bleeding, I'm crying, I'm suffering. But after I've suffered, there is a reward. I'm just wondering if there's anybody that want to stop complaining about it and is going to use it to your advantage.
People convince themselves before they start that the world is unjust or they can't or things are f***ed up. They complain, they dwell, they say no before they say yes. And of course, look, if you say no, it's already over. Like literally if you wake up and say, it's not gonna happen for me, it's already over. You might as well not try.
So if you're in the woods and you don't know where to go, start walking. You gotta start walking because the perspective's not gonna change. You have to start moving forward. You have to start taking steps in order to improve your vision, improve your perspective, change your perspective, make some kind of progress. And worst case scenario, you figure out that you walked the wrong direction. Okay, now you can go walk in the other direction. And that's gonna be fine. But standing there lost and not doing anything is just waiting to die, waiting to starve to death. Don't let that happen.
There will always be somebody that doubts you, somebody that overlooks you, somebody that underpays you, somebody that undervalues you, somebody that talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk, somebody that's with you but not for you. We're always gonna experience pain. I'm gonna say it again, it is inevitable and it is unavoidable. So use it, because it's always gonna be there. There will always be a measure of pain in your life.
Extreme ownership is, this went wrong, this failed, didn't accomplish this, and it's not the fault of my boss, it's not the fault of my girlfriend, it's not the fault of my parents, it's not the fault of the weather, it's my fault. And I'm gonna take ownership of it and I'm gonna fix it. That's what extreme ownership is. And this is a very difficult thing to do because it hurts. Because when you look around at your life and you look around at your job and your financial situation and your relationship and your physical health, and when you look at all those things and all the problems that you may have with those things, and you say the reason I have all those problems is because of me, that can hurt, that can sting. And a lot of times our ego rejects that. and makes excuses and lies. And then we don't have to change anything. And then nothing changes.
See, we spend too much time thinking about how bad it hurts instead of how good the future will be after the pain. And so after the blood, after the sweat, after the tears, after I've cried all I'm gonna cry, I want to use the pain to my advantage. I gotta look myself in the mirror every single day. And I'm either gonna allow the pain to eat me alive, or I'm gonna allow the pain to fuel. Because the pain can either be your prison or your passport. The choice is yours. Are you gonna complain, or are you gonna use it to your advantage?
Nobody cares about you is something that was never made clear to me. And I mean that in the most positive, optimistic, inspiring, motivating way. Like, I think that, especially if you see yourself as a creative or you want to exist on YouTube or as a filmmaker or a musician or as an artist or a painter or any of those things, like, you think that everybody's paying attention. And because of that, it kind of controls how you think. And even when I was young and fearless and nothing to lose, I was still so cognizant of, like, how are people going to react to this and what's the best way to do, like, I was so aware. And the reality is everybody is so focused on themselves in this world. Nobody has time for you. And the sooner you accept that as a creative person, the sooner you're free.
I don't think I'm that talented. I do think I've outworked people. I think that's real. I also think it's controllable. And I think anybody who's watching right now, they may not be the most talented entrepreneur or salesman or an amazing craft of content, but if they outwork somebody, that is a variable that feels in control. Somebody wants to start a YouTube show, if they do it 365 days a year versus somebody that does it 137 days a year, and they're equally as talented, the person that does it 365 is gonna win.
Make a plan. Look at what you're interested in. Get disciplined about something. Allow for the possibility that you have something important to contribute to the world, and that the world would be a lesser place without that contribution. Don't be afraid of taking on responsibility. It's where you find what sustains you in your life. You can take on too much responsibility. You have to be cautious in that regard, but that's a less common problem than not taking on enough. A lot of the things that people regard as traps are actually the means to their life.
I'm not complaining because life got heavier. I'm celebrating because I'm getting stronger. Let's go! Use the pain